Hello to Madam Paralipa. We are Group 7. We present our topic about topic 8, which is the defenses with respect of the insider trading on the Chinese world defense. Let me introduce our team members, which is start with Erin Chang, Karen Ho Hui Ning, Li Jiukang, and Ji Min Kiat, and me myself and Najuni. Alright, so what is the insider trading? Insider trading is referred to the trading activity of the publicly traded company security by the person who possesses a material proprietary knowledge about the business. Insider trading is prohibited because it violates the concept of the value fair in the market by providing the ordinary investor with the unfair advantage over the others who do not have the access to the same information. So, who are the insider? According to the section 188 of the Capital Market and Service Act, an insider is a person who has unrecognized knowledge that could significantly impact the price or the value of the security if it were known. So, insider is known or should have a reasonable expectation that the information is not widely accessible, and the other, like the friend, relative, and a business colleague, who has access to significant and non-public information due to the employment may be considered as an insider. So what is the element of the insider trading? So there are three elements. We start with the insider. An insider is a person who has access to a proprietary company information as known as a material non-public information. So second element is that the material non-public information is refer to the information that if disclosed publicly could significantly affect the value or the price of the company's security. And the last element is the effect on stock. If it is important for non-public information became known, the market value or the price of the company's stock would be greatly affected. So yeah, that's all for me.
Next will be the principal prohibitions under the insider trading. The first prohibition will be the trading prohibition. An insider commits an offense when they trade in securities with knowledge that is not widely known and, if disclosed, could significantly impact the value or price of the securities in issues. The second prohibition will be the typing prohibition. An individual commits an offense when they disclose material or non-public information to another person with reasonable suspicion that they will trade the securities or encourage others to do so. The next will be concept of the Chinese wall defense against insider trading accusations. The financial institution employ a Chinese wall to prevent sensitive information sharing while reducing insider trading risk. It is achieved through information segregations, limited contact, robust monitoring protocols, and frequent staff trainings. And also, the Chinese wall aims to prevent the conflicts of interest and insider knowledge abuse, preserving market integrity. It is achieved through ethical conduct, regulatory compliance, operational segregations, robust policies, and proactive training.
Alright, thank you Liu Jiguan. Now I will continue to present about the element of Chinese wall structure. The first is about the information barrier. There are guidelines and protocol that limit who may access confidential data. To prevent employees who process private information from sharing it with anyone who could misuse it, put in place an information barrier. The second is mail filtering. To automatically filter and monitor email to prevent the improper sharing of sensitive information. The third is the physical separation. To lessen the possibility of unintentional information exchange, divide them into distinct sections for the workplace. Now I will continue to present about a few typical techniques for separating. The first in investment banking and research department. The financial institution must separate the research department, which provided investment analysis and suggestions, from the investment banking team, which provided advice on merger, acquisitions, and other financial transactions. The Chinese will protect analyze from the investment banking team insider knowledge. The second is legal and compliance teams. While compliance teams are responsible for ensuring adherence to requirement, legal team frequently handle client confidential data. Compliant professionals are unable to get important legal information via the Chinese wall, which may compromise their neutrality. The last is about the advisory and audit team. The professional service company should separate the advisor who provides strategy advice from the financial statements auditor. The Chinese wall prohibits sharing sensitive financial information that could compromise audit independence. That's all for me. Thank you.
Next, we'll present about the strength of the Chinese wall defense. The first one will be the segregation of information. By creating physical and procedural barriers between the departments, firm can limit the flows of sensitive information. Next, second will be the regulatory compliance. By implementing the Chinese wall helps firms comply with legal regulatory requirements, thereby while reducing the risk of legal penalties and reputational damage. The third one will be the operational integrity. Generally, a well-enforced Chinese wall fosters an environment of integrity and trust within of the firm. The employees are aware of strict policy and potential repercussions, which can refer to the unethical behavior. Next, we'll present about the limitation of the Chinese wall and potential loopholes. The first will be the lack of effectiveness. The Chinese wall may not effectively prevent information transfer within an organization due to their porous or leaky natures, and it is impossible to guarantee every risk is covered by the written procedure and followed by the employees. The next limitation will be the cost and complexity. Chinese wall implementation, maintenance, and also for the enforcement can be costly and complex for the organization, requiring duplication of process and potentially causing the loss of economics of scales and synergies. The last limitation will be the potential liability to third parties. The Chinese wall may impose the restriction on the sharing of the confidential and inside information within an organization, potentially leading to liability for third parties and also for the clients. Now, let's take a look at some Chinese wall defense of the real world examples. The first will be Goldman Sachs. By implementing the Chinese wall defense, the Goldman Sachs has avoided the major insider trading scandals through the continuous oversights and also for the culture of compliance. It's showcasing the effectiveness of internal controls and commitment to ethical business practice. The next will be the Morgan Stanley. The Morgan Stanley has implemented a robust compliance program to maintain the integrity of its Chinese wall policies. The company conducts the extensive training programs to educate the employees about the importance of these information barriers and the consequence of breach. For the unsuccessful case, let's talk about the Raj Rajaratnam cases, also known as the Galleon Group scandal. The Galleon Group scandal reveals a significant failure in Chinese wall policies, which is a Galleon Group founder Raj Rajaratnam orchestrates an insider trading scheme using his personal network to gain non-public information from the insiders. Despite the former information barriers, Rajaratnam's personal relationship and lack of the internal controls allow him to bypass them. The next case will be the LIBOR scandals. The LIBOR scandals will involving the Barclays and other banks. It exposes the weakness in Chinese wall policies. The traders colluded to manipulate the London interbank offered rates to sharing the sensitive information and coordinating the action despite the internal controls. It will exposes the vulnerability of information barriers due to collusion and insufficient monitorings.
Subsequently, I'll present the legal requirements related to insider trading. First and foremost, the Securities Commission Malaysia offers guidelines on market conduct and business practice for stockbroking companies and licensed representatives. Rules 12 of market abuse and unethical business conduct state that a stockbroking company and its licensed representative are prohibited from conducting or facilitating transactions that could potentially disrupt the fair and orderly functioning of the market, and prohibited from assisting clients in activities that could result in violations of securities law, unethical commercial practice, or market abuse. Besides that, the Capital Market and Services Act 2007 also provides laws and regulations for insider trading. According to Section 188, Subsection 2 of the Capital Market and Services Act 2007, an insider shall not acquiring, disposing of, or entering into an agreement for the acquisitions or disposal of securities, or procuring of, disposing of securities directly or indirectly, or entering into an agreement for acquisitions or disposal. In addition, Section 188, Subsection 3 of the Capital Market and Services Act 2007 forbids insiders from disclosing or causing to be disclosed information concerning securities publicly listed if they have reasonable confidence that person would likely to acquire, dispose of, or enter into an agreement related to the securities, or procure a third person to acquire, dispose of, or enter into an agreement related to the securities. Moreover, according to Section 188, Subsection 4 of the Capital Market and Services Act 2007, an individual who commits an offence deserves a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison and a minimum fine of 1 million ringgit. Following that, I'll present the burden of proof to establish a successful Chinese wall defense. Firstly, structural separation. Structural separation is a process that divides departments handling material non-public information from those involved in trading activities, often through separate office locations, restrict access areas, and secure electronic systems. Secondly is employees training. Employees should receive regular training on insider trading laws and the Chinese wall policies to ensure they are fully aware of the rules and the importance of compliance. Thirdly is monitoring and enforcement. Monitoring mechanisms are crucial for detecting and preventing breaches such as regular audits, compliance check, and whistleblower policies.
Right, next, my name is Emilia Jenny. I will be the next presenter to continue present the three remaining topic, which is the importance of the well-designed Chinese wall defense, and then the conclusion and recommendation. as for the importance of the well-designed Chinese wall defense is that there are the 3 points important. The first one is that to prevention of the information to become a leakage, which means that a structured Chinese wall create a physical and procedural law that restrict the flow of the sensitive information between the department. So from this, organization can prevent an unauthorized disclosures and the potential of the misuse of confidential data. So the second important of the well-designed Chinese wall defense is that for the regulatory compliance, which means that the compliance with the insider trading law and the regulation can help to avoid the legal repercussions and reputational damage. And then the third important of the well-designed Chinese wall defense is that to mitigate the conflict of interest is by establishing a clear division and between the department. This can ensure they do not have any influence on the trading decision or engage with unfair practices that could harm the investor or the market integrity. Right. So by these 3 important, the overall the conclusion of our topic is that the concept of the Chinese wall serve as a critical defense mechanisms against the insider trading allegations. Hence, by consistently maintain the market accountability and the integrity require the various challenges that might need some cooperation from the regulatory bodies and the organization itself. But the most important thing is that the organization must prioritize the enforcements by giving the regular training and monitor insider trading behavior within their organization. So there are the 3 recommendations of this overall topic, which is the first one, it will be the restricted the access control. This means that by limit the exposure of the information to authorized personnel only. And then the second recommendation is to enhance the monitoring technology, which is by invest more on in advanced monitoring system that can detect a subtle communication method between the third party and the insider trading. And then the last recommendation of this topic is that through the whistleblower the last recommendation of this topic is through the whistleblower policy. This means that in this policy, by create a culture that value the transparency and accountability, which can help to uncover the misconduct and prevent the ethical behavior within the organization. So yeah, that's all from my group. Thank you.